Hi, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenault, live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio in Lennox. You know the drill. You haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Uh, I've gotten some good-natured kidding today and this morning. Yes, I have eaten crow and had humble pie for dessert. Not the first time I'm wrong, and certainly won't be the last, but Lions still have an uphill battle to make the playoffs. We'll get into that in just a second. Got a couple other things out of the way here first. The Lions did win the game last night, but a lot of the luster of that win has been deleted by the season-ending loss of safety Brian Branch, who suffered a torn Achilles, and not only is he gone for the rest of this year, but probably more than likely the most of next year. So what that means is after painstakingly rebuilding his secondary, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are probably going to have to go through the whole thing all over again. We'll get into that in just a second here. Bear with me. Baseball, the winter meetings in Orlando get underway on Monday. They run through next Thursday. As I've said, I don't expect any earth-shattering transactions or trades to transpire next week. I could be wrong. That's just a gut feeling I have. I don't think Tarek Skubal getting traded. The rumors are starting up again about the Lions signing free agents like Alex Bregman and trades, etc., etc. We'll see. As I said, I don't expect anything major. If something does happen next week, I'll be very, very surprised, if not shocked. But we'll see. I could be wrong, as you know. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But that's just my gut feeling on it. The Tigers will be playoff contenders again this coming season, as long as they maintain Tarek Skubal. We'll see how that works out. College basketball. Let's get hockey out of the way first. Get the bad stuff out of the way first. The Red Wings lost last night in overtime to the Columbus Blue Jackets. They got a point out of it. They've got, 31 points right now. That whole Atlantic Division, if you look at the standings, in the Atlantic Division of the NHL, this is a complete joke. 8 points separating top to bottom. And there are no good teams in that division right now. Best team in the league are the Colorado Avalanche. There, I got it out. If you look at their record right now, they're the best team in hockey, hands down, no question about it. As far as the Red Wings go, I've said before, they're not going to make the playoffs as long as Steve Yzerman is running the show. And I don't think once that happens again this year, you're going to hear a lot of cries from Red Wing fans. But the only reason he's still there now is because of who he is right now. Their goaltending has been very bad. They've had a budding young superstar, if you will, goaltender in Grand Rapids. I don't know what they're waiting for to bring him up. Sebastian Cossa. As far as I'm concerned, he's rotting away, wasting away in Grand Rapids right now. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's too bad because the crowds for Red Wing games at Little Caesars are still almost packed. That's surprising, Okay, enough for hockey. Basketball. Michigan State Spartans, number 7 Michigan State Spartans will take on the number 4 Duke Blue Devils tomorrow at noon on Fox from the Breslin Center. Should be a very entertaining game. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, that's on Fox. And then at 4 o'clock on the Big Ten Network, The Michigan Wolverines will be playing at Chrysler, getting their Big Ten season underway, hosting Rutgers. Again, that's at 4 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. So you can watch both two very good teams play tomorrow, back to back, if you will, Michigan State Spartans and the Michigan Wolverines. It will be a very entertaining, exciting season around here for college basketball. I can guarantee you that. Pistons play tonight, hosting the Portland Trail Blazers, and then back-to-back games at Little Caesars. And then tomorrow night, 24 hours later, they will play the Milwaukee Bucks again. Let's hope they have a little revenge on their minds. That was a bad loss, right, Milwaukee. This doesn't look like the same Piston team that rattled off 13 in a row earlier. They could be coming back down to earth. You might want to pump the brakes on them a little bit. Anyway, let's do our commercials. Then we'll get to the Lions. As you know, I'm very happy and excited to be welcoming the Finish Line Family Restaurant to our family of sponsors. They haven't been in business for more than 40 years or 4 decades for nothing. They've been a staple in our area now for a long, long time. And you look at it now under new ownership, new menu items, expanded hours, Monday and Thursday and Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Please don't forget those new hours. New menu items, Carl's Cajun chicken wrap, special BLT on steroids, if you will, a Darcy burger, new daily specials coming soon, homemade chicken and homemade spinach and artichoke dip. They got the grilled cheeseburger with brisket blended burger mix. It's all good. And I said, don't forget those hours. Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Fast, friendly service, award-winning breakfast all day, comfort food, great family atmosphere. You can't go wrong. Remember, I've told you before, when you're dining at the Finish Line, you'll always finish first. I guarantee you that. I'll see you there. We're also brought to you in part by Beck Chevrolet and N99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. 517-849-2886. Look for a really great deal on a car, used car, or newer used car, SUV, or truck. Get in there and see one of these salesmen. You won't find a better deal than you're going to get at Beck Chevrolet. And with their award-winning service department on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Get in there and see one of the fine salesmen. Give you all the details. So remember, Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And Frank Beck Chevrolet is indeed the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. Okay. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance in downtown Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12. 517-849-1000, BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As I said, on M99 and US 12, the deadline for Medicare, I believe, is almost up. So, and of course, they've been very busy this time of year. So, if you haven't done so yet, make an appointment again there. Get in there and see them. 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As far as the Lions go, this is why they make book on these games. This is why you gamble on these games. This game made no sense. The hottest team, probably the hottest team in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, coming off, 3 straight wins, the last 2 over the Eagles and Chiefs. Now, they look pretty dominant in doing so. High-powered offense. Lions defensively had not been playing well. Boy, you look at those last couple of games against the Giants, which they should have lost, to the Packers. And again, that game last night made no sense. Did the Lions play well? Yes, they did. I'll give them credit for that. Defensively, they had 5 sacks. The last what is it, the last 3 games combined or the last 4 games combined total, they had 4 sacks. Last night alone, they had 5 and 3 takeaways. Defensively, they played well. You know, I give them that credit. And I thought the offensive line played well enough. But they protected Goff for the most part. Tristan Colon at left guard got off to a bit of a shaky start, so he was replaced by Miles Frazier, the rookie, who I thought played well. Colon went back in, and he played better than he did earlier. So that was good. Special teams, Tom Kennedy. Where would the Lions be without Tom Kennedy, folks? Huh? This guy has good old number 85. You know, his kickoff returns and punt returns last night set the Lions up in great field position. They went down to score, and that's why the final stats. I think the Cowboys had a few more total yards than the Lions did. Lions had a little over 400 in total yards, and that was because they were playing on less than half the field. They didn't have to go far to score. Rushing, I think the rushing totals were just about the same too. As I said, the Lions had 5 sacks and Dak Prescott and 3 takeaways. Great effort in a 44-30 game romp, if you will. If you know who if you know who Stephen A. Smith is, Mr. Egotistical on ESPN comes on this morning, and he's mad. He's mad because the Cowboys lost. He's stating clearly, even now after the game, the Cowboys were clearly the better team last night. However, with the help of the officials, the Lions were escorted to the finish line, if you will. Really, Stephen A? How do you really feel about this? Look, I've lost any respect I may have had for Stephen A. Smith at ESPN, period. ESPN might as well be the Dallas Cowboys network. Okay, obviously these guys were irate. He said Pickens had a bad game. Lamb got hurt. Prescott was no good last night. And but the Cowboys were clearly the better team. The officiating, the officials helped the Lions win last night. How do you really feel about it, Stephen A? Huh? Stephen A. This guy's a clown. He's his biggest fan. I don't know of any more egotistical on-air broadcaster than Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, if you're old enough, reminds me a lot of Howard Cosell. You go back 40, 50 years ago, you either hated him or you loved him about Howard, okay? Seemed like anything he ever had to say was controversial, but that's the way he wanted it. Howard Cosell may have been the only sportscaster I knew of who had a bigger ego than Stephen A. Smith. All right. All right. As you saw in the headlines, I've got 4 different. By the way, as far as making the playoffs, the Lions increased their chances to about 56%. Gosh, it's still an uphill battle. But look at it this way: the magic number should be 11. They're 8-5 right now with 4 games left. In the current setup, the way the playoff format is right now, no 11-win team has ever not participated in the playoffs. In other words, if you win 11 games, every 11-win team has always participated in the playoffs. It's almost a guarantee. If you win 11 games, you're going to get in somehow. Okay. 11-win teams have always gotten into the playoffs somehow. So you might say 11 wins is the magic number. So obviously, a simple math says the Lions would have to go 3-1 the rest of the way. If they lose in LA, they're 4.5-point dogs right now. A week from Sunday, they'd have to win out at home against Pittsburgh, at Minnesota on Christmas Day, and January the 4th at Chicago. I still think it's an uphill battle. I'm skeptical, if you will. I don't think the Lions are making the playoffs this year. And now with Brian Branch gone, I'm going to suggest 4 possible candidates here in just a second. Bear with me. I'm almost done. A quick word. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, the only place to go around here for tech service. 37 Waldron Street, 517-610-5372. Any tech issues you have at all, Tim Lilly and his staff more than capable of resolving any issues you have. Computers new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup. Maybe you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Printers, new or used, anything at all, please get in there and see them. 37 Waldron Street, 517-610-5372, or better yet, get in there and see them and tell them me and Mickey sent you. Will you please? Thank you very much. 4 possible candidates to replace Brian Branch, who tore his Achilles last night. Not only is he done for this season, probably my guess would be next season as well. Okay, so now Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are faced with the task of completely rebuilding their secondary again. Kirby Joseph, if he does play, is going to have a brace on his knee, and it looks like something chronic enough that Matt Derry, who does a podcast called Locked On Lions, has said it could be career-threatening. Terry Arnold, with the shoulders done for the year. Now you lost Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and that leaves you with DJ Reed, and he hasn't been all that good the last few weeks since he came back from his injury either. Are the Lions cursed? Well, they could be. I've never seen a team with so many injuries like this. Anyway, here are 4 possible candidates to replace Brian Branch. If you know how the practice squad protocol is, you can go out and grab a player off anyone else's practice squad, okay? But you can't put them on your practice squad. They have to be put on your 53-man roster immediately. Okay. Perch, what's the word I'm looking for? Perch, you can perch a player off of someone else's practice squad if you think they can come in and contribute immediately right away. But they have to go on your 53-man roster. You just can't take somebody else's practice squad player and put them on your practice squad. They have to go on your 53-man roster. Now, first name I have is Richie Grant. Okay, this will require the Lions to poach. I said perch, I meant poach. This will require the Lions to poach from the Patriots practice squad. Grant is a solid vet who's played 68 regular season games and started 33. He's just behind some better players in New England. In Detroit, he has a chance to start right now, given where the Lions are with their injuries. Grant can also bring some real pass rush help. He was good in that area in his 4 seasons with the Falcons. That's definitely somebody to look at. Darnell Savage, former Packers starter, just released by the Commanders on Thursday. It wouldn't be a shock if the Lions put in a claim on him. Even if they don't, they may try to get him if he clears waivers, since this guy, they have tape on him and they're familiar with him. Okay. That's a couple. Savage has played 95 regular season games. He's played 10 games this year, 8 for the Commanders, 2 for the Jaguars. Let's see if he's got anything left in his tank. Thirdly, Juan Thornhill, another veteran that the Lions would have to poach off a practice squad. I already told you how that works. This time it would be from the Jaguars. Thornhill helped the Chiefs win 2 Super Bowls as a starter before heading to the AFC North to play for the Browns and the Steelers. Pittsburgh released him just a few weeks ago, and he wound up on the Jaguars practice squad. In Detroit, he can play right now. The last one, Justin Simmons. The former All-Pro has not played this season, but is looking for a new home. There's been some noise about him potentially signing with the Texans, but no deal has been done yet. Perhaps the Lions can swoop in and grab him on a short-term deal, get him back into football shape just in time for the last few games of the playoffs. Simmons might not be the all-pro version of himself, but he can be a strong veteran help for a team that needs all the help it can get. Okay? To me, that's for pretty viable, plausible candidates to come in right away and help replace Brian Branch. We'll talk about this tomorrow morning again, too, with Andy and Jed. They're locally at WCSR 92.1 FM on the Time Out Show from 9 to 10. So for now, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget, bundle up, stay warm. It's going to be cold, although we will be above freezing tomorrow. That's it. Give us a listen tomorrow morning if you would, please. I can't thank you enough for listening and watching me. Remember, please treat each other with respect. Have yourselves a great weekend. So until tomorrow morning, and then again on Monday, I'll simply say, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.